Okay, let's watch this. Let's watch this because I've been actually trying to find shit like this. So let's see.
Are legitimately scary, but in some cases, the events that took place on the sets of certain horror movies.
I mean, we know about The Shining, right? Because I know about The Shining. It's like, you know, fuck, what's her name? Oh my God, who was the female actor? Anyway, they like torture the shit out of her in order to get like a legit reaction. Which personally, I think is overkill, man. They're supposed to be actors. They're supposed to act. You know? Like when people like push people to the edge where they're like literally, if they actually give a real reaction, then they're not even acting anymore. It's like, what's the point? You could literally take a normal person who isn't an actor and just do that to him. Torture him. Yeah, The Exorcist was cursed.
Were more terrifying than the movies themselves. A number of horrifying incidents have taken place on the sets of some of the most successful horror movies of all time, before, during, or shortly after.
Dude, I fucking... The Ring, though, I remember that was probably like when I was younger, probably the first experience of a horror movie was The Ring. I had nightmares for like 2 weeks straight. No joke. I was really young, though. But yeah, I had nightmares for so long after this fucking movie. Why did my parents let me watch it?
For filming. Whether these incidents were fatal accidents, cruel twists of fate, or...
No, I know. It's not even a good movie. That's the dumb part. It's not even that scary. I was just a dumb child. You know?
Some sort of evil.
Yeah, the biblical flood was the one that like killed a bunch of people, right? Okay, I'm sorry, I keep stopping. Let's go watch the damn video.
Still remains debatable. Perhaps a good place to start would be the Amityville Horror House, whose events may start to seem even scarier when you learn that horrors also took place on the sets for both the 1979 movie and the 2005 remake. The first Amityville movie starred James Brolin, who wasn't originally eager to take on the role, but eventually he accepted it because of something strange that happened. While reading the script one morning and getting to a scary section of the story, a pair of the actor's pants suddenly fell off a hanger, causing him to literally jump out of his chair in fright. James of course saw this as a sign that he needed to take the role, and the rest...
That's a sign? You're just reading a book, pants fall down. Oh! It's a sign from the gods! My pants have fallen onto the ground! The gods! I must do the role now! I understand! I understand what I must do now, thank you. Thank you, gods. What? Pants falling to the ground? The fuck? Pants are a bad omen. That man was yeah, what the fuck? The fuck? Thank you, gods. Now I must do the role.
Rest was history. Fast forward to the 2005 remake, with Ryan Reynolds taking on the part that was originally played by James Brolin. During filming, Ryan Reynolds, along with other cast members, claimed that every morning at exactly 3:15 a.m. they would wake up. The reason why that's terrifying is because 3:15 a.m. was the exact time that Ronald DeFeo murdered his entire family in the house. And it becomes a whole lot more creepy. At one point during filming, there was also an actual dead body that washed up near the filming set in the boathouse in the backyard of the house. Actors and crew members always suspected that there was an otherworldly presence during the filming of the movie. Whether they were right or just overly paranoid, who knows?
That's happened to me before. Oh God, what was it? I remember when I was younger, that happened to me for a while. Like it was like 3 or 4 days straight where I woke up exactly on the minute. Oh, what time was it? It was like 2:11 or something like that. I know it ended in an 11. And I woke up like exactly at that time. But yeah, the dead body, I don't know. I don't know about the dead body.
The 2012 film The Possession is an unconventional horror movie that involves rabbis, Judaism, and a cursed Jewish relic called Dybbuk box that attaches itself to a young girl. A Dybbuk box is a wine cabinet claimed to be haunted by a Dybbuk, which is a malevolent wandering spirit that enters and possesses the body of a living person until exorcised. What happened on the set of The Possession left even the star of the movie, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, feeling very uneasy, and he already had a lot of experience acting in horror movies and shows under his belt. Some of the seemingly supernatural things that happened included lights exploding for no apparent reason, as well as chilly breezes wafting through closed sets for no particular reason. But the scariest incident occurred when the storage facility where all the movie props were being held caught fire and burned to the ground. A team of investigators concluded that the fire was not started from an electrical fault or arson, but the actual cause for the fire couldn't be determined. The Dybbuk box used in the movie, which played an important role in the movie, was destroyed in the fire, and the cast and crew later refused to allow the movie's producers to replace the Dybbuk box for fear that it was cursed.
I don't know. I feel like some of them could be reaches. I don't know. Because the thing is, if anything bad happens on a set of a horror movie, like instantly there's some, you know, like it's just like people just instantly jump to those conclusions. Like horror movie, we're on a horror movie set and something bad happened. The devil. It's the goddamn devil. It's a demon. Satan. The dead souls of people who died 1,000 years ago. You know? I mean, working on a horror movie, of course, it'll affect them mentally. Also, if you are playing a role of a character who, like, experiences weird things, because method acting, it is real. One second, I gotta ban this guy. But like, it's real. Like, even when I was like doing acting in a like a school production, like, I'm not gonna say that I was method acting, but it does something to you when you play a character a lot. Like, for example, when my character had an accent, I walked around all the time with that accent. And I don't know, there's something mentally that happens when you are constantly playing a character that, what does that even mean? I don't even understand what that means, what that guy was saying. But, it fucks with you mentally. It does. Morbius in a nutshell. Dude, that's not method acting. What he was doing was just fucking dumb. Method acting, I feel like method acting happens, I would say, pretty much to everyone, if depending on the amount. Because there's method acting that happens on a very small level. That's just mentally. Because when you're playing a character constantly, the spam made no sense, I know. But when you're playing the character constantly, it gets in your head, and it's just like a part of you for a little bit. You know what I mean? He's now gone. All right.
The Conjuring is a movie that's supposed to be based on the true story of the Perron family, who claim to be tormented by supernatural entities in their Rhode Island home in the 70s. While several of the family members spent time on the set during filming, the mother refused to go anywhere near it, as she was convinced that several unexplained events that plagued the filming of this movie on set were proof that the spirits hadn't finished with them yet. For instance, when members of the Perron family were visiting, a furious gust of wind suddenly rose and seemed to swirl around them. However, nobody could see any movement in any of the trees just opposite them, movement you'd expect to see from any normal gust of wind. Just a couple days later, the hotel that the actors and movie crew were staying in caught fire and everyone had to be evacuated. And it doesn't end there. James Wan, the movie's director, recalls working late in his office one evening when his dog started growling at something. He would get up to investigate, but he couldn't find anything that would be antagonizing the dog. However, the dog had his sights on something across the room. It seemed he had focused on an unseen entity in one corner of the room. James took a break from working after this, having been legitimately freaked out. Vera Farmiga, who played the role of a paranormal investigator in the film, refused to take the script home with her, as she said it made her feel uneasy. She also couldn't read it at night because she became paralyzed by fear whenever she tried. After a phone call discussion with James Wan, Vera opened her laptop screen and there were 3 digital claw marks from the upper right diagonal to the lower left. This wasn't the last time it happened though.
I'm sorry, digital claw marks? What does that even mean? What does that even mean, digital claw marks?
Her next experience came a few months later, literally on the day that she completed work on The Conjuring. She returned home to upstate New York, and when she woke up the next day, she discovered what she describes as 3 claw mark bruises across her thigh. In 1983, a movie based on
is this what you guys were talking about before?
the Twilight Zone series was released. During filming, actor Vic Morrow was killed on the set. Deaths on movie sets have happened many times, but what makes this extra disturbing is the fact that Morrow appeared to predict his demise just a year earlier. A year before filming of the Twilight Zone movie began, Vic took out a $5 million life insurance policy on himself, explaining to friends and family members that he had a premonition something bad was going to happen to him on an upcoming movie. He had seen it in a dream he had. Unfortunately, his premonition came true, because while filming a scene involving a helicopter for the Twilight Zone, the helicopter crashed and decapitated him. 2 child actors were also killed in the accident, which prompted a lengthy—
Okay, why is that the picture of the 2 child actors? 2 child actors just shows 2 demons. What is this? 2 child actors, demons of hell. The fuck?
Which prompted a lengthy investigation and court case. It was later revealed in court that the movie's concept artist unintentionally drew an identical image in his sketches to what actually happened. A burned out helicopter in the middle of a river, essentially foreshadowing the accident. The accident led to civil and criminal action against the filmmakers, which lasted nearly a decade. One of the children's fathers testified that he heard John Landis, the director, instructing the helicopter to fly lower. All 4 parents testified that they were never told that there would be helicopters or explosives on set, and they had been assured that there would be no danger, only a lot of noise. John Landis and 4 other crew members—
It was also caught on film. I assume that's what that explosion was, right?
—to be found not guilty on the 3 charges of manslaughter, having been the first time a director was charged due to a fatality on a film set. The 1976 film The Omen is another horror—
This is another movie I saw when I was younger. The Omen freaked me out. Oh wait, is this the movie? Oh my god, I remember this part in The Omen. I think it was The Omen. I forget. Autumn, thank you so much for 5. Started storming outside as you started the video. Perfect timing. Anyway, shut up and take my money. No! Have it back! I won't take it.
Nice car. Perfect.
There's this part on The Omen, I think it's The Omen, where there's like this preacher or something like that, and like the cross on top of a church like fell toward him, and instead of moving, what about block? It doesn't work. I've already tried. And instead of moving, he just stands there and goes, "Oh no!" Dies. It always pissed me off when that happened. You know what I mean? Was that The Omen? Am I crazy? Was that The Omen? Chat, help me out here. I'm pretty sure it's The Omen. Yeah, okay. Where it's like the fucking cross falls down, and instead of just moving, like he could have took 1 step to the left, but he's just, oh no, just stares at it, just lunging into his chest. Like, what an idiot. He deserved to die. All right.
Horror classic following the tale of a young boy named Damien Thorne, who was replaced at birth by his father, unbeknownst to his wife, after their biological child died shortly after birth. As a series of mysterious events and violent deaths—
There it is, right here!
—occur around the family, and Damien enters—
Oh no! Just move, man! Oh no!
childhood, they come to learn he's in fact the Antichrist. The film almost wasn't going to be completed due to an alleged curse that surrounded filming of the movie. So many horrible things happened on the set of The Omen that it can be comparable to the amount of bad things to happen in the movie. The tragedies began with the son of the lead actor Gregory Peck taking his own life as soon as filming began. The next incident was when a crew member suffered major injuries after getting into a car accident while driving to the set. But the tragedies didn't stop there. The scriptwriter's airplane was struck by lightning en route to the film's location. And if that weren't enough, an airplane in which Gregory Peck and the movie's executive producer were traveling in was also struck by lightning in a separate incident. Harvey Bernhard, the producer, was on location in Rome when he was almost hit by a bolt of lightning himself, and believe it or not, the horrible luck involving airplanes continued, and it got much worse. One day, the crew had decided to use a private airplane to get from one film location to the other. However, just after the plane took off with a number of the crew on board, something went wrong and the plane went down, crashing into a road and hitting a car, which then crashed at a high speed into another vehicle. All 11 people involved in the accident were killed. Another tragic death associated with the movie set was that of Liz Moore. John Richardson, the Omen special effects expert, was driving through the Netherlands with Liz Moore when they were involved in a terrible car accident. Richardson escaped with very minor injuries, but Moore's head was completely severed when a tire smashed into their vehicle.
Wait. 1 second, chat. Sorry, this is very depressing. Give me a second. Sorry. Give me a second. I don't get it, chat. Watch this. Ready? Let me Google real quick. How to block someone on your YouTube channel. Go to their profile, click the About tab, hit the flag icon at the top, select Block User. I did that a while ago. It says he's blocked, and it still goes. How? Bro, I need like a third-party chat app, man. I don't fucking get it, YouTube. I don't get it, YouTube. Anyway, keep it. Sorry. People dying.
This incident was eerily reminiscent of a scene in The Omen, in which the character Keith Jennings, investigating Damien's supernatural origins, is decapitated by a sheet of glass that comes loose from a vehicle on a construction site. Richardson later reported that just before the crash, he passed a road sign that read Omen 66.6 kilometers. Make of that what you will, but there's no denying that it's not too far off to speculate that the production of The Omen may have been cursed. That, or it was all just an outrageous coincidence. All that can be said for sure is that The Omen is a very iconic movie, and the chilling tales that surround its production have only helped to cement that legacy.
Yeah, I remember the only part, because I remember I watched The Omen. Yeah, I think the only thing that that freaked me out when I was younger when I watched this movie is when that girl like committed suicide. That freaked me out when I was younger. But yeah, all of that, I don't know. I feel like The Omen was pretty sus, but the rest, it kind of just felt like almost like people wanted it to be cursed. Like really pushing, like, oh, something bad happened. Oh, it's cursed, you know? But I don't know, maybe it is. I wasn't there. How would I know, chat? Stop asking me questions.
Now it's time to walk away. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Did you laugh or cry or maybe subscribed? I'll thank you either way. You know I will miss you. I hope you return. Tell your friend or your mother to get me more views, please.